eBay is the world's largest continuously running online flea market. And if you're a model railroader looking for good deals, used items, or hard to find goodies, eBay is a place you need to check out. If you're new to eBay, in this video we'll teach you the insights you need to be an internet-savvy eBay user. So let's get started. I go to ebay.com and click the Categories button at the top. Then scroll down and select Toys and Hobbies, and then click on Model Railroad Trains. I'm interested in HO items, so I click HO and get a whopping 116,000 items, or 2,300 pages. To deal with this many items, I need to do a search and narrow down the list to something manageable. I modeled the Southern Pacific prototype, so I type Southern Pacific into the search box and click the green search button. This returns a list of 750 items. Much more manageable. However, the SP also includes the cotton belt, so I add the word cotton to the end of my search string, but it gives me 0 results. That's because I've just told eBay to return items that say both Southern Pacific and cotton belt in them, and there are no items that are both. If I just try cotton by itself, I get 133 cotton belt items. Southern Pacific is also known by its reporting marks of SP. So if I do a search for the letters SP, I get 1,038 items. The cotton belt, aka the St. Louis Southwestern, has the reporting marks of SSW. So if I do a search for SSW, I get 103 items. So, how do I combine these 4 different searches into one? I put the 4 search terms inside parentheses, separated by commas. Southern Pacific is 2 separate words, so I enclose it in double quotes. Now, when I do this search, I get 1,821 items, a combination of Southern Pacific, cotton belt, SP, and SSW all in one list. But notice there's a problem. I'm getting an SP and S car in the list, and I really don't want that. To exclude an item from the list, I can remove it by using that phrase with a minus sign in front. I type minus SP and S in this case and press search again. The bogus item disappears, and in fact the list drops from 1821 to 1771, which means my original search included 50 SP and S items that I would not be interested in. I'm actually most interested in cabooses, and if I get an SP and S caboose or 2 on the list, I don't mind. So I delete the minus SP and S phrase and type caboose to get a list of SP and cotton belt cabooses. I get 92 items returned. I browse the list and find an Atlas cotton belt caboose that's of interest. So I click on it to view the item's details. It's a buy it now auction with a flat price of $18.95, and the seller has 2 available. I notice the shipping is $7.15 expedited, making the total price $26.10. Is this a reasonable price? And is this an accurate model? I check my prototype information sources, and I find the window arrangements on this model are not quite right, but it's a reasonable facsimile. I check the Atlas HO website, and I find a much better image of this model, a photo rather than a simple side drawing, which helps. While on the Atlas site, I also check the price, $19.95, which is quite a bit lower than the eBay item price with shipping of $26.10. I go back to the eBay listing and sort it by lowest total price including shipping. And in looking through the list, I find another Atlas cotton belt caboose, number 45, painted in the maroon cotton belt scheme instead of the Tuscan and orange of number 40 in the other listing. Actually, I like the variety of the maroon scheme better, and this caboose is only $13.99, or with the 560 expedited shipping, a total of $19.59. Much better. I'd like to think about this purchase a bit, so I click Watch this item and add it to my personal watch list. eBay asks me to log in, and then I check my watch list, and sure enough, there it is. The next day, I decide to go ahead and buy the caboose. So I log into eBay, go to my watch list, and I click on the item, and then I click on Buy It Now. eBay asks me to confirm the purchase, so I click the Commit to Buy button. eBay congratulates me and offers me the option to pay for the item now, so I click on the Pay Now button. I review the purchase summary with the total price plus shipping, and I opt to pay for the item with PayPal. I find PayPal to be very convenient and secure. I've used it for over 10 years for hundreds of online purchases, and I've never had a problem. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for online credit card purchases. In the same period, I've had my credit card number stolen 3 different times. I've encountered some who are leery of PayPal, but I love PayPal, and I find it's far more secure than using credit or debit cards online. So that completes my transaction. I get a confirmation email, and in a few days, my caboose shows up at my door.